Football fans unable to attend matches Europe-wide. There's no revenue coming in from ticket sales. Smaller clubs say they fear expensive wage bills and outstanding transfer payments could put them out of business. Well, Luke Hanrahan reports for us from London.
Football stadiums without fans are a fixture for the foreseeable future. For smaller English clubs, who mainly rely on ticket sales for revenue, there are major concerns.
Every club, up and down, all 72 teams in the EFL have faced their own difficulties, some common, some unique, but ultimately we're trying to battle through with very little cash coming.
Leyton Orient have faced ups and downs throughout their 138-year history. But what happens on the pitch now pales into insignificance.
There were a number of clubs that were struggling pre-COVID-19. COVID-19 has made that situation a damn sight worse and brought it forward in time. We as a club, we're not immune from any of this. If we've got next to no income next year, with the exception of the income from streaming, it's going to be really tough for every football club in Championship, League One and League Two.
While those at the top of the football food chain may be able to ride it out, the financial effects of the coronavirus pandemic are more stark for those below the Premier League. Ultimately, they need fans through the turnstiles.
Weaker revenues will have the biggest impact on those at the bottom. And for clubs in the English Football League, the problem is clear, but the solution is not. They're now preparing for both seismic changes to the sport, but also to the livelihoods of the many thousands of people who rely on it.
I do believe that a lot of clubs will go under.
Here at Clapton FC, a club founded in 1877, they're locked out of their ground. With a question mark over their future, their chief executive would like to see more support from those at the top.
The other guys who've got the wealth, the money, the position, they know what they can do. Teams at this level, we don't know. No one can say how many teams are going to be available for the league when the time comes. There has to be some form of level playing field in terms of how the resources are distributed.
With leagues at different stages as to how to resolve the current season, it seems for many the most important question is when and how will fans be allowed back to keep clubs afloat during this period of prolonged uncertainty. Luke Hanrahan, Euronews.